Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 79 of Be With Me in the book of Acts. I'm going to title today, Striking Angels. In the story today, there's going to be an angel who strikes Peter and wakes him up from asleep when he is in prison. But the story is going to imbue some power upon that angel to stop sound waves and to stop light waves and to change physical reality and break through from a spiritual world to a physical world, so much so that he can physically touch and awaken Peter. Now, that's pretty impressive, and this doesn't happen every day, but it does lead us back to who struck the angel. That is, who made the angel, who created the angel. Another word for striking, similar. So this power of another world coming into this world, which of course is what Jesus does, is very, very evident into this particular story. Now, go ahead and listen with me. This is from Acts chapter 12, verse 6. It's about the rescue of Peter from prison. Now, when Herod was about to bring him out, on that very night, Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, bound with two chains, and sentries before the door were guarding the prison. And behold, an angel of the Lord stood next to him. So, poof, an angel is in the prison, having passed through doors or whatever, and a light shone in the cell. So the angel came with light. And then here he touches Peter, strikes Peter. He struck Peter on the side and awoke him, saying, "Get up quickly," and the chains fell off his hands. So he enters into a verbal world. He enters into a physical world where the chains fall off, and later a gate is going to open up. Verse 8, and the angel said to him, "Dress yourself and put on your sandals." So either they deprived Peter of his cloak and made him cold at night, or it's a hot night and he's not wearing his cloak. He's not wearing shoes, though, at night. Love the details, as usual, in the Bible. And he did so. And he said to him, "Wrap your cloak around you and follow me." And he went out, the angel, and followed him. Or Peter went out and followed him, the angel. He did not know that what was being done by the angel was real, but thought he was seeing a vision. So even Peter's a little dazed by this, much less the four guards that are mentioned. And when they passed the first and the second guard, so there's probably a squad of four, which were two at his side, one at the door and one at the door to the outer prison, they came to the gate leading into the city. It opened for them of its own accord. So this angel has these amazing powers of consciousness and physical touch and crossing over into our world and being able to verbalize into our world, but it all obviously pales in comparison to our good Lord. And they went out and went along one street, and immediately the angel left him. So then Peter gets full consciousness here in verse 11. When Peter came to himself, he said, Now I am sure that the Lord sent his angel and rescued me from the hand of Herod and from all that the Jewish people were expecting, which was, by the way, death, because that's what they did with Stephen, that's what they did with Jesus, that's what they did with James, the brother of John, at the first part of this chapter 12. So the four soldiers are going to give their life in exchange for the life that Peter gets here. Okay, when he realized this, he went to the house of Mary, the mother of John, whose other name was Mark. So we have an introduction here to a man called John Mark, who plays a really important future here in the book of Acts. I'll just summarize. Number one, he goes on the first missionary journey with Paul and Barnabas. But he also causes a dispute between Paul and Barnabas and kind of gets kicked out of the missionary journey. But this is a long arc of John Mark, and this is the first moment of it. And we find that eventually he's restored to Paul. He's valuable to Paul. He's valuable to the church. So a real cool story about this particular guy. Okay, so they're in the house of Mary. They're gathered. They're praying. He knocks on the door. A servant girl named Rhoda answers. And she comes to answer. And this is the hilarious part. Bible's funny. Recognizing Peter's voice, in her joy, she did not open the gate, but ran in and reported that Peter was standing at the gate. So she can't see Peter, but she can hear him. And then the people inside said, they said to her, "You are out of your mind." But she kept insisting that it was so, and they kept saying, "It is his angel." So get this, the people there are convinced Peter was in such trouble that there's no way that he could be freed from the prison. But it would actually be more likely that Peter's angel, or an angel that has his voice or something, or is assigned to Peter, that it would be the angel outside the gate and not Peter. Well, that's not what happened. So Peter continues knocking, and when they opened, they saw and were amazed. But motioning them with his hand to be silent, he described to them how the Lord had brought him out of the prison. And he said, "Tell these things to James," this is the brother of Jesus, James, "and to the brothers and to the other Christians." Then he departed and went to another place. So Peter doesn't stay there. He goes to another place. Actually, we don't know where that is. It might be even Rome. But James, from this moment in time, takes over the authority or the prominence in the Jewish church. Now, when the day came, there was no little disturbance among the soldiers over what had become of Peter. No kidding, and here's why. Verse 19, and after Herod searched for him and did not find him, he examined the centuries and ordered that they should be, wait for it, put to death. And he went down from Judea to Caesarea and spent time there. All right, just a couple of things. Funny thing, in her joy, she doesn't open the gate. That's hilarious. James leads the Jerusalem church. We get an introduction to John Mark. But here's the thing that struck me today. The closeness of the other world, where consciousness is changed, light is changed, sound is changed, touch is changed. Things that are important and familiar to us get changed. And the prayer and the focus is not the angel coming through and doing those things, but by the one who originally made the angel. So being struck by an angel, by the angel that was struck by the Lord, it's the bigness of God today. I hope you see it. I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for listening.